Shout out my real name. I'm not gonna shout my real name, but I want to tell you a story of this one of the most classic movies all the time that has out for many years. Was a movie that everyone has seen as was a kid. Was The Wizard of Oz. It was a good movie of children's films, along with Lion King, Ice Age, Moana, Frozen, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and lots Frozen, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and lots of more children's films. The films have from our childhood for many years had to come to this day. What most two people do know about The Wizard of Oz is a children's movie that was made in 1999 before World War II. It was a movie that most of our grandparents and parents or our parents has seen when they were kids, and they have shown us this movie when we were young to this day. I have been Wizard of Oz non-stop this day as The Wizard of Oz. I was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I'm an 18-year-old Wizard of Oz fan. I love everything that is Wizard of Oz related stuff like movies, play sets, books, and even toys. I have been collecting this for some stuff for many years, but what I heard from people was on Facebook, and is they said there was a violent version of Wizard of Oz on my group called Wizard of Oz for Everyone. The next day, I got home from work to see a bunch of notification from people who were in my Wizard of Oz group. I never checked my group notification Facebook often because I was busy with many other things in my life. There were someone posted about 20 minutes ago, and it says, I know why Wizard of Oz was not released in 1936, and it was never made seen in public till 1939 because this version is so violent and was way too scary for children to enjoying it. Then I scroll more and more through the group posts and see someone also said it has violence and even gore. I have no clue on what they were saying about, so I posted on my group that when I was going to a garage sale this weekend to hope to find anything relating to Wizard of Oz. People in my group said, hope you find something you like, or that you don't have. The next day was Saturday. I was around 9 o'clock in the morning, so I drove my car around to find a garage sale, which is hosted by an old man. Old man appeared to be around age 75. Even it looks boring enough to be maybe my lucky. We'll find anything with Wizard of Oz things things in the garage sale. I parked my car, greeted the old man as he greeted me back. I look around, but do not find anything that I was interested until I found a VHS tape. So it was being sold for 10 cents a tape. I looked inside the box to find some old movies that I like, and there was a few Disney Day tapes I wanted to get. So I grabbed at least 4 VHS tape. I did not have what I want. When I saw a old VHS tape, it was nothing but a blue sticker, blue with a blue star. It was a bit dusty. I blew the dust away. Found a golden marker written says, Wizard of Oz 1936. I was shocked because people in my Wizard of Oz group were right about the violent version of Wizard of Oz. I don't know if Facebook were right. But if I'm not sure, believe or not, I walked up to the old man and asked about the VHS with the blue star on it. And I also asked the old man where the strange VHS tape came from. He said that years his grandfather and his father employed making movies around 1930s and 1940s and even the halfway of the 1950s. He was given a strange VHS tape from his grandfather before he passed away. He told me that never watched it, and he got the VHS, so I paid him the VHS tape with the blue star, along with the other VHS tapes that I wanted, and drove home to check out the VHS tape with the blue star on the tape. When I got home, the first thing I was took a picture and sent it through private messaging on Facebook to my group members of the Wizard of Oz group. They were shocked and told me not to watch it. I thought they were being silly, like I never wanted to know, but I wanted to see Sank. So I went to PCR, blew my dust away. After for a while of not being used, I rewound the VHS tape, and I was waiting. And as I wait for the tape to finish rewinding, I ordered pizza, and it was only 40 minutes before my pizza came. And it was 40 minutes after my pizza came. The tape was all finished rewinding, so I grabbed myself a soda along the pizza. I sat myself onto a couch. My older sister and my parents were working, so I had a great time to watch the strange VHS tape that I got from garage sale that went today. I pressed play the remote, and the movie had started for 3 seconds playing. And first there was a warning, froze for 5 seconds, and played again. There was an MGM logo came on. As the logo came on for the screen, started flickering. I was about to eject the VHS tape and find out why when the screen stopped flickering. Then the Wizard of Oz movie came on with the opening credits, but I noticed something was odd. The music through the opening credits for the movies playing backwards. It what showed opening credits. The actors I do know who play the characters in the movie. That I know. The rest, the people that I don't know idea they were in. The screen faded to black after the opening credits, and the words came up on the screen saying, "Copyright 1936. I knew that was most people on my Wizard of Oz group was on Facebook and posting since I went to work a few days ago. It started off Dorothy and her friend and her dog Toto. They were running away from the thing. It looks like, but it wasn't. The quality of the film was a bit shitty. I know I can barely hear Dorothy. Her Dorothy was sank, but pick up what it was she said. She tried to kill you, didn't she? I was like, okay, or something. Like, I'm okay with that in the children's film, but killed? What the fuck? Dorothy never used kill in the movie. In fact, she never liked it in the movie at all. The next scene, Dorothy tried to tell Auntie Anne and Uncle Henry what's going on, but I noticed something in Auntie Anne's face. She looked depressed, and she wanted to commit suicide or something. Oh, she said that. Not now, Dorothy. I don't have time for your shit. I was shocked what her aunt said to Dorothy. There was never swearing in the Wizard of Oz. In fact, there was no swearing whatsoever at all. Dorothy was convinced of something to her aunt and her uncle, but she didn't. She ended up to a nearby haystack for about to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. While she was singing, the screen froze for 20 seconds. It played again. Something was not right at all. After the music ends, the song, it started to play the music where character for Margaret Hamilton in the movie. I know she was playing I know the whole time as the Wicked Witch of the West and Mrs. Gulch. I never liked Mrs. Gulch. She was mean and nasty, but I liked the Wizard of Oz a lot more than Mrs. Gulch. She said, "Mr. Gale, I want to see your wife right away about fucking Dorothy," she said, and it sounded and was like she was mean or shouting. And I felt and screamed to me. "What did Dorothy do?" asked Uncle Henry. "Her dog tried to bite the living shit out of me, and her dog just bit my ankle," she said, rough and gruff voice. Then the scene cuts to Mrs. Gulch in the house along with Dorothy, Toto, and her aunt and uncle. That dog's a fucking mutant. I'm taking him to the sheriff and make sure he was cooked, alive, and destroyed. Then I was like, the fuck? Mrs. Gulch never swore in a movie at all. And all then, Dorothy tries to beg her aunt and uncle, not to let Mrs. Gulch take Toto away. When they denied and placed Toto in the basket, so Mrs. Gulch will take him away. Dorothy went away to sustain the cry, and it cuts to Toto was able to escape Mrs. Gulch. And it cuts to Dorothy crying, and it looked like Bleach. Was like, what is Dorothy thinking? Suicide? Just told Mrs. Gulch took Toto. Then her animal go much coming. Suicide. Okay, I noticed that taken too far. Toto jumped from the window, and Dorothy was able to turn around and be happy that Toto came back. We gotta get away. We gotta run away. It was Dorothy said. As the next scene shows Dorothy along with Toto walking down the road where the music changed. It sounded like a silent heaven from Silent Hill. It leads to 2.5 minutes when Toto and Dorothy run into Professor Marvel, who saw Dorothy and Toto walking. The scene Dorothy and Toto in the car went pretty normal until when Dorothy and Toto were returning home in a huge windstorm. I knew the tornado storm. The next scene cuts to Auntie Em and Uncle Henry and the rest of Dorothy's family went to the cellar behind as Dorothy went inside the house and Toto screaming Auntie Em's name for 50 seconds and then taken. Dorothy was hit by the head by a broken window, faded to black. Says, "This is real, not fake. You're about to see the eyes of the wicked and screams of the fallen."